For about 25 years, my friend Art Ulene was one of the most famous physicians in America. As the on-camera doctor on NBC's Today Show, he addressed audiences of about 50 million people every week.
We'll guide you step by step through Take It Off Today, 1996. It's an expanded version of the original weight loss series that Dr. Art Ulene used to help thousands lose weight last year. Art, good morning. Happy New Year.
Good morning, same to you, Bryant. Literally hundreds of thousands of people used our program last year.
Art discovered that information delivered to public audiences on television could save lives. Along with Dr. Tim Johnson, Art pioneered many new ways of doing this. In the process, he spawned a generation of physicians who believe that public communication is a potentially important pathway to better health. Art's career began unremarkably. Born in 1936 in Montreal, Canada, Art and his family moved to California in 1947. After graduating from Westchester High School in Los Angeles, Art went to UCLA, graduating in 1962 from the School of Medicine.
My father was a socialist. He told me, don't do anything with your life that isn't useful to other people. He would have been a communist if he could have been, but he cared about people, and he gave me that value. He took a pay cut every year to stay on the union side. It became a tradition. The manufacturers would offer him 3 times his annual salary to run their council, and he would turn it down proudly. My mother told me to follow my passion. She was the one who said, do what you love. And she was unusual because she was a working woman back in the 40s after the war was over. My life was profoundly influenced by 2 men. One was a family doctor who rented us the apartment upstairs from his house, the 2nd floor of his house, Dr. Sussman, Burlington, Vermont, who epitomized the real doctor, the real physician, and I just wanted to be like him. And the other man was my high school journalism teacher. I was the editor of the high school paper for 3 years. I loved writing. And he was a brutal taskmaster. Brutal. Journalistic integrity. He didn't care that we were in the 10th grade. We had to be good journalists or we got kicked out of his class. And he gave me the passion for writing and for reporting that ultimately led me, I think, to the career in television. I have one enormous regret in life having to do with this, and that is that by the time it occurred to me, I ought to thank Bruce Machette, my journalism teacher. He had just died. So I would encourage people to go out and thank their teachers, thank their mentors before that happens.
After an internship in internal medicine and a 4-year residency in OB/GYN, in 1967 Art was drafted and assigned to the Walter Reed Army Medical Center. Already married for 10 years and a proud father to 3 beautiful children, he moved back to LA in 1970, where he became assistant professor in the Department of OB/GYN at the USC School of Medicine. Art began his television career in 1974 when he helped KABC with a breast cancer project. Until that point, it was unheard of to show a woman's breast on television. It was considered unethical and wholly inappropriate for physicians to even appear in mass media. But Art pressed on. In 1975, Art did a 4-week weight loss series on KNBC. In 1976, he joined the Today Show as a medical reporter, appearing nationally several times a week with Bryant Gumbel and Jane Pauley for the next 23 years. Altogether, he reached audiences of over 50 million people each week. By 1984, Art was so well known that he was recognized by over 85% of Americans, 90% of whom had positive opinions of him. This gave Art enormous clout in the media world, which he used for good purposes. In 1981, he co-founded a cable network dedicated solely to health information, called Cable Health Network. Although ultimately unsuccessful, the channel, now known as Lifetime Television, was the first broad-scale, around-the-clock channel devoted to promoting America's health.
on a continuing basis. Now 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Cable Health Network offers you a reliable home health resource backed by the foremost authorities in every area of science, medicine, and health care. It's the kind of information you need to make your life a better place to live. Cable Health Network, keeping America healthy.
One of the things that you should know about the Cable Health Network, that since this man is heading it up, he has insisted that we adhere to certain rules. We want the public to be informed and to be informed correctly.
We have a commitment on this network to present both sides of every controversy. Let's face it, in health, almost everything is controversial.
Absolutely.
Our viewers out there are depending on us to give them both sides so that they can make an intelligent decision. That's all we ask, is that we be fair in our presentation.
Art pioneered a staggering variety of videos for health. He created special presentations on obesity, exercise, smoking cessation, breast self-exam, and cholesterol reduction. He pioneered long-form presentations, one lasting as long as 8 hours, 3-minute spots on the Today Show, videotapes, DVDs, and even internet materials. He created a special training program with the AMA to help teach other physicians as media presenters. And he played an important role behind the scenes in health-related policy issues, such as changing the FDA's policies on direct-to-consumer prescription drug advertising on television. Art was my own mentor and that of my partner, Dr. Larry Grouse. Thank you, Art, from us both, for all you've done for us and for America.
Thank you.